validated testing that you get autonomous, but they recommend that you don't use it even though you're not validated, because they still have to program and everything. Yeah, because when I homeschooled us through a program here in Utah, so they still require these
Probably a good idea to have that. The experts still around.
even though as soon as I got to school, I just shut me for they want to pay out a little bit because it's really no big. And I made props for my research because we want this one over that's really going to be masters for me. Change rules and we're 11th graders and 12th graders don't have to take it.
guess we got everything in order. So we just will get started. Good evening and welcome to our first board meeting in 2019. It's nice to see all of you come and show your interest in our board meeting. Or is there something else exciting going on? There's a lot of excitement going on tonight. I think it's kind of a record-breaking night. So let's get started with our musical presentation. The agendas are posted around the room. And we welcome everybody that's come tonight, as well as staff who's prepared to help make this board meeting available. Our musical number will be Marley Rasmussen, a student from Two Rivers High School, and then she will also lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And if you'd like to do your intro, please.
How important to turn it on?
So, my name is Marley, and I'm from Two Rivers, and I'm going to be
Performing a song by Cape Town called This Is Home. Often I am upset that I cannot fall in love, but I guess this avoids the stress of falling out of it. Are you tired of me yet? I'm a little sick right now, but I swear when I'm ready I'll fly us out of here. And I'll figure out a way to get us out of here. Turn off your porcelain face. I can really think right now in this place has too many colors enough to drive us all insane. Are you dead? Sometimes I think I'm dead. I can feel ghosts and ghouls wrapping around my head, but I don't want to fall asleep just yet. Went dark. I don't know where. My pupils are, but I'll figure out a way to get us out of here. Get a load of this monster. He doesn't know how to communicate. His mind is in a different place. But everyone, please give him some space. Get a load of this train wreck. His hair's a mess and he doesn't know who he is yet. But little do we know the stars welcome him with open arms. Time is slowly tracing his face, but strangely he feels at home in this place.
I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's give Marty another round of applause. If we could, we'd like to recognize Nicole Midas, Miss Midas, who's the principal of Two Rivers. So thanks for coming. Here's the back door. Well, this is record breaking. Never, Superintendent mentioned this to us. In the history, are we aware when there was a time when 5 board members were sworn in at the same time? Board member Whittison says he's been sworn at, but never in. So, unfortunately, a couple of them were required to run because of some deaths that we had with board member Favero and board member Richardson, board president Richardson. So, kind of humble at the same time. We're excited to have a brand new one with us, Jan Burrell, and Mitzi Kawaguchi's with us as well. So we're glad you stayed with us, Mitzi. With that, that's an exciting time. Dr. Peterson, would you please swear him in?
Yes.
Doug and I will stay right here.
So you can stand in the front here. Okay. I swear. I state your name. I, Dean O'More. Do solemnly swear. I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Utah. And that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Thank you, Robert. Congratulations to everybody. We have a great board, and their number one concern is kids of the Weaver School District, and we thank them for their time and others who have served, such as Mitzi, to look after our kids. Board, the next item on the agenda would be the elections of a board president. We have to do this every 2 years, and I would entertain a motion for nominations for a name for board president. Board member Whittison, Paul. I have one name, seconded by Bruce. Any other names?
I move. Don Ritchie.
By acclamation. Well, I guess that works there. All in favor of myself serving as the board president?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. What an honor it is to be able to serve again with you folks as the board president and represent this great district. Having got through that portion, we need a vice president now. So I would entertain a motion for a name for a vice president of the Weaver School District Board of Education.
I'd like to make a nomination for Dean O'More to be vice president by acclamation.
Wow. Okay. Doug, by acclamation, and Janice seconds that. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, board, and congratulations, Dean, on vice president. Thank you. It's a great board. I love serving here. All right, let's get to work. Consent calendar board, I'd entertain a motion for those who have read it to accept the consent calendar. Janice. Second by Doug. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, board. This is probably why everybody came. Our first I Love Teaching Award. Art Hansen, please.
There you go. Yeah, thank you. All right. Can I have Skylar Kendall up here for a second? Board, Superintendent Stevens, we are so excited to present the recipient of the I Love Teaching Award tonight. Look at this guy. It's just so awesome. I had a wonderful opportunity to visit with Skylar a couple times, on numerous occasions in the last month and a half, and with his classes. And let's skip over to this next slide if I can get this working. Make sure we're on. No. All right. Skylar's a teacher. He's a teacher of kids. He teaches some of them Spanish. He teaches some of them who are English language learners. English is a second language. He teaches some kids that are part of his Latinos in Action program. And he teaches some kids basketball. But what he is a teacher of kids, and a true teacher of kids. And if you look at his classroom there, it's just filled with flags and a map and a sweater for the Latinos in Action club or crew, they call it at Bonneville High School, and opportunities beyond high school on posters. It's just a very comfortable classroom. And when I've been in a lot of classrooms, and I've been in with a lot of great teachers, and it didn't take long at all to just recognize this is a special classroom. This is a special environment that Skylar has created in there. It was a safe haven. And the students that I met with, the students I saw, they were so happy. They're so happy to be in there, so happy to be in a classroom where they felt completely loved by their teacher and loved by their classmates. And he's worked really hard to create that. This is what he said about his Latinos in Action class, and I think it really applies also to your English as a second language class. He said, we were able to get a group of amazing kids together in a classroom where they feel comfortable, sometimes for the first time. I've had a number of students tell me that their first day in the LIA, Latinos in Action, was the first time they ever felt normal in a classroom. That was impactful, wasn't it? Well, I visited his ESL classroom, and I visited with students from Asia, a number of students from refugee students from different countries in Africa, many immigrants from South and Central America, and they knew their teacher loved them. They knew their teacher cared about them, and they were not shy about expressing that to me. In this Latinos in Action class, I saw confident kids that were working on projects and things that they could do to serve their school and their community. And let's look at that, what other people had to say, because I told you that I talked to folks. Let's see what Mr. Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell's the principal at Bonneville High School, and he's the one that nominated Skylar for this award. And he said, I've seen Mr. Kendall take the necessary steps to grow from a young, inexperienced teacher to a teacher that has a passion and drive to ensure his students are receiving the best instruction he can provide and advocating for their needs with staff members school-wide. And he is the number one advocate. I mean, every kid will tell you, he's my go-to guy. When Mr. Hadley heard that Skylar would get this award, he said, he's the man. He is the man for this. Then I asked the students. I gave him an index card in one of his classes, and I said, can you just write one sentence why he's such a good teacher? And you can't see this, but this is what most of these cards look like. That's a few more than one sentence. And they would not quit writing. I sat in there for about probably 20 minutes because they weren't ready to hand in their card yet on that one sentence. But just breaking some of them down, they said, he makes learning fun. We can all see how much he cares and how hardworking he is. He helps us do and become the best we can be. He's real. He's always there. We can count on him all the time. He cares about our futures and how we can be the best we can be. He brings out the best in us. He genuinely cares for his students and is passionate about what he teaches. Can I give you these? All right. Let's talk a little bit of what he's done to create this Latinos in Action program at Bonneville High School. He was approached by some students that had attended T.H. Bell Junior High where they had a Latinos in Action program. And he said, I'm not sure why they approached me. Maybe because I spoke Spanish and I taught Spanish. But they said, Mr. Kendall, could we start a Latinos in Action program at Bonneville High School? And Skylar didn't know a lot about that program at first. And he did some research. And after doing some research, he approached Mr. Hadley, who was the principal at the time, and asked if he could start that program. In that first year, they had a class with 24 students. Now, they have 2 classes, and they have 75 students. And one thing that Skylar told me, he says, I am so grateful for the ability and the opportunity to teach these kids and the impact they have had on my life and my future plans in education. He said, you know, I wanted to make a big impact, and I'm going to go back and get my master's degree in school counseling because these kids need an advocate that will help guide them. And that was really impressive. So what is Latinos in Action? I wrote a few notes here from stuff that Skylar gave me. What do the students do in that class? And you can see some photos of different activities. Well, they learn how to integrate themselves into every part of the school and the community. They learn how to step out of their comfort zones and get involved like never before, all while being proud of who they are. They learn leadership skills and explore post-secondary opportunities. They celebrate the benefits of being multilingual and multicultural. The students embrace and accept differences in themselves and others. They are service-oriented group. They work with our Christmas Tree Jubilee. They run the Bonneville High School Homecoming Carnival to help other crews earn funds. They sell tamales to raise funds for the Sub for Santa fundraiser. They hold clothing drives and tutor students at 2 of our elementary schools. Whenever the student body officers need help with a project, the LA crew is one of the first groups they turn to. Then they also have an opportunity to perform and attend a conference at Weaver State each year. So I just thought that was, what a great asset for Bonneville High School. Skylar also says, the focus of our program is not high school graduation, even though that is a milestone for many of the students and families in our program. Our focus is college graduation and career readiness. High school graduation is just a checkpoint along the way to the real destination. Skylar is doing an amazing job. He has embraced these kids. One thing that was really poignant to me when I watched that one of his classrooms, when the bell rang to go to lunch, and when the bell rings to go to lunch, kids race out of a classroom, but not in Skylar's. They sat, I watched, and they sat there. They started pulling out their lunches from their backpacks, other kids from other classes came in, and that was their safe haven. They came and they were staying in his classroom and they weren't leaving. And he just went down the hall and grabbed a quick bite to eat out of the school store and came back and ate lunch with these kids. And that, I guess that's what pretty much happens every day. So he loves kids, he loves teaching, and the kids love him. And this is what it's all about right here. Now, Skylar, you're going to have a chance to introduce some special guests. Obviously, I see your parents here, and I see your grandparents who used to work for our district and retired from our district with great, illustrious careers here. So I'll let you introduce them.
Okay. I've got my parents back here, Rick and Susie Kendall, and my grandparents, Carl Boynton, Janice Boynton. They've been involved for years and years in education, and my brother and sister-in-law, Austin and Cassidy, in the back here. So there you have it.
All right. Well, thank you. And here we'll present you a little award. And let's give him a great hand.
While Skylar's going through, we'd like to recognize his principal, Brock Mitchell. Please stand up. And Mr. Boynton, who spent several years with our facility as a former principal, as well as facility director. Thank you for your time with us. And he wouldn't be here if his parents were here. Please stand up. Take a bow. I like your gray goatee, so there you go. Jan, where did you teach?
North Ogden, is that right?
I think everybody got it wrong. What was it? Okay. There you go. Well, we didn't hear the last one.
We didn't hear the last one.
No, I think she said somewhere else. Congratulations. Our next one would be E+ Team Award. Lori Rasmussen, please.
Good evening. Welcome everybody and Superintendent and Board. I am so honored and happy to present this award to our foundation, our Weaver Foundation staff. So if I could get Emily Euler and Michelle Darrington and Jamie Ellison to come up. And what a wonderful team this is, and they certainly deserve the E+ Team Award. So as they're coming up, you guys can take a look. There have been many rookies of the year, right, over many sports. But I'll tell you what, this team, none are as impressive as this team. And nobody would know that these three wonderful ladies are in their first year. They've hit the ground running, and they've knocked it out of the park. So we are just pleased to give them this award. Emily is our foundation director, and Michelle is our communications and development person, and Jamie is the secretary. And these three wonderful ladies complement each other to no end. I have the opportunity, my office happens to be right outside of theirs, and so I get to see on a daily basis the work and the team effort that goes into all that they do, and it is impressive, to say the least. So, you know, we started with Rookies of the Year, and they have stats, right? Well, I'll tell you what, these three ladies have some stats. Take a look at this. The largest gross revenue in the history this year at the Christmas Tree Jubilee, $427,004. So coming on as a new team, that is impressive. The highest on record sponsorships of tables, right? The highest on record tree sales. The highest on record with the Ask. And the Ask is an amazing event at the Jubilee if you've never been there. Within, would you say, 25 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes, they raised $116,237. And it's because of the effort and the preparation and the connections that these three wonderful ladies put in. This is the thing. Like, until you see it, it's hard to believe. So I'll try to get it, a picture painted in your mind. But over on this side, you see Emily, Michelle, and Jamie ready to work, right? That was pre-tree jubilee. Then, you know, they're in their elbows, they're out there, they're hauling things. I mean, they are working, they're toting things, they're carrying things. They made truckloads and truckloads of deliveries. And then they end up that evening looking adorable and beautiful. So they do this with dignity and grace, and the end product is this beautiful, wonderful fundraising event. They're not afraid to jump in and work, and you can see that. And I see that daily in all the things that they do. Now, there's more to their fundraising efforts than the Jubilee. That's, I don't want to say small, but that's one portion of what they do. They have a golf classic. They have employee giving campaigns. They do basic needs grants. I see many people in the audience from schools, and they can testify to the benefits that their schools receive from the foundation. There's field trips and scholarships, and many of you have been to our All Abilities Playground groundbreaking ceremonies. They give out the Cragen Leadership Award, and I could go on and on about this wonderful team. Rookies of the Year often do interviews, right? Well, these ladies are no different. They're famous, they've been on the news, and so we're going to play a little bit. Trent, you want to just play? This was their KSL
Welcome
debut.
back on this Monday afternoon. Thanksgiving is just more than a week away, but in Weber County, Christmas is on the mind as preparations are underway for the Weber School Foundation's Christmas Tree Jubilee. And joining us to talk about this event is Steve Kerr, president of the Weber School Foundation Board, along with Director Emily Euler and Communications Director Michelle Darrington. Thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
They nailed it. So there's that one. And this next one, I just want to show a little bit of this next clip because it really gets at what their mission is about. And really, when I asked him, I sat down and I asked him, you know, what is your mission? What do you guys strive for? And they said to enhance the educational opportunities for all students. And it's amazing to see the work they do, but this is just another glimpse into what happened at the Christmas Tree Jubilee. It's kind of an amazing, yeah? There you go.
We walked in and saw it, and we're just really appreciative. The true meaning of Christmas can easily get lost. It really helps everybody remember what we're here for, and that's to serve other people.
So that is exactly what they do, is they serve children in our district, and we couldn't be more proud. When I asked them what they love about their job, Emily mentioned just seeing the reaction of people when they help them and how excited they are. Michelle said just seeing the impact that the foundation can make to families and the difference it makes in people's lives. And Jamie talked about how positive everything they do turns out to be, and I can testify to that. So we certainly appreciate them. This is a letter from the Weber Foundation Board President. So this is from Steve Keir. Now I want you to think about that for a minute, because here's this rookie team. They work with some of our biggest community members and business leaders, and for them to write letters like this speaks to their integrity and their worth. So it says, members of the Weber School Board of Education. The Weber School District Foundation is very fortunate to possess a staff that epitomizes the concept of effective teamwork. In most cases, teams have to be carefully structured. Roles and boundaries are well defined with distinct communication protocols in effect. This team of Emily Euler, Michelle Darrington, and Jamie Ellis appear to have been working together for a number of years. You would never guess that they have been together a short period of time. They fit together like puzzle pieces. Emily has exceptional leadership skills and motivates and inspires everyone around her. Michelle brings 10 years of nonprofit experience to the team and cultivates meaningful relationships throughout the community. Jamie is the first point of contact at the foundation, and her organization skills are praiseworthy. The Weaver Foundation staff immediately understood and embraced the goals set forth by the board of directors. Their communication is open, honest, and respectful, and they make high-quality decisions together. I have witnessed personally the effectiveness of this high-powered trio. The enormous tasks they have undertaken to date have been no small feat, and teamwork has been essential. I believe I can speak for the entire board when I say we would feel comfortable in trusting this team with any task that benefited the students of Weaver School District. So that's from Steve Kerr, and he's the CEO of Kerr Corporation. So back to kind of our rookie thought. I think that anybody trying to build a team, or anybody that's trying to be successful, could take a lesson from these three ladies. They have worked tirelessly to improve partnerships. They build a lot of trust within the community. They do it with dignity and grace. No matter what the task, they're out there, like I said, elbow grease, everything going, making things happen, but they do it with such dignity and grace. And the thing that really shines out the most, and the thing that I think they wanted to be known, is how much they care and love the children of Weaver School District. So if you'll join me in congratulating these wonderful ladies. Okay, tonight I have here with me my wonderful children, Haley, Caitlin, and Peyton Euler, and my mom and dad, Mike and Janice Voss, who I'm extremely lucky to have all of them, so thanks you guys for being here.
Okay, so I've got my husband Clay on the end there, if you'll wave. And then I've got my two daughters, Marley and Callie. So they are my pride and joy.
Okay, and I've got my crew. I've got my daughter Aubrey, my husband Rick, and my son Jake.
Thank you. Let's give them one more hand.
While they're going through, as Emily mentioned, Janice Voss is the foundation director of the Ogden School District. That is her mother, and her dad is Mike Voss, who is a professor at Weaver State. So congratulations and thank you. And we have a board member from the foundation, Mr. Brian Hurst. Just wave. I know you've not, there you go. So again, there's one of our highly sought after board members for our school district foundation. Thanks, Brian, for your time you spend on our board. Those who would like to leave, you're more than welcome. This is kind of that break. Because we have a presentation for Weaver Innovation High School student academics, Mr. Hal Raymond, please.
Members of the school boards, Dr. Stevens, directors that we have here, thank you so much for the opportunity. I brought a great team of students that are very represented for how successful this model has been. So why don't you guys come up here and just stand right along here, and we're going to have these guys talk here in just a minute. But let me come on over here. Keep it coming. Yep, come on now. Awesome. Just so you know, we could pack this room and go out the door of students that have been successful and are being successful at Weber Innovation Rudy College High School. And I want members of the board to know, this is our 4th year, we're a new school, and yet the success that we're seeing, we owe our debt to you. Dr. Stevens, every time I see him, he asks, how can we help you, what can we do? And we just felt nothing but support. Thank you so much for your support of this school. We've been through little growing pains, as you can imagine. We're a whole different model of schooling within the state of Utah. And as we opened up with all these different concepts and programs in our mind, when you get them all assembled together, some of those just didn't work. So a lot of these students that have been with us for a long time have seen some growing pains over the years. And I can see them kind of shaking their head just a little bit. But they've been all very successful. And just before we get into some of their individual stories, one of our big successes, this young lady here couldn't make it tonight, but one of our big successes at the school is this personalized progress chart. And you can see it's quite detailed. They list what their career goal is right here at the top. So when our counselor meets with them, our counselor can identify kind of the pathway that they would like to orient those classes toward. And then the students start listing information. Students fill this out, by the way, and then our teachers, our mentor teachers, and our whole team start going over this progress and helping these students meet their goals. So for instance, Callie Sipkovich, who couldn't be here tonight, she is a sophomore, and you'll notice that she's at 14.125 credits right now, and the pacing, if you were a regular high school student, your pacing should be at 7.75 credits. So she's almost double what she would be in a regular high school. What the big focus has been is to eliminate those barriers that you see in a high school. So we look at the different barriers that a motivated student is faced with, and we try to dissolve those, as well as increase student learning and the progression for a post-high school opportunity, either in concurrent enrollment, OWTC pathway, and business internship. And then if you look down on the chart, here's really the meat and bones of the chart. This is shared with parents as well, so parents can see the progress of their kids, but the kids fill this in. So they put an X where they've completed the course, and they put dates, also completion, when she completed, and then you'll notice she's a 10th grader, but she's got all her 10th grade stuff done, and she's working into her 11th grade. They put a percentage of where they're currently at in the quarter they're working on. So it gives everybody a great idea on what they need to do, where they're at, where they need to be. And by the time they're junior and senior year, we have college courses listed on there as well. So a great outline, great path for these kids. So now, here's really the meat and potatoes of the school. I'm going to let this mic go down the line here. And I didn't tell these kids what to say. We had a little pizza party at the end of school today, and just told them where to meet at, because a lot of them didn't know where the district office was. And I just asked them, hey, what has been some of your successes? And they threw out a bunch of things, and I'll just let them tell you what they kind of brainstormed on.
So I'm not supposed to go off the script we went off earlier? So my name is Freddie. This is my second year at Weber Innovation High School. I'm a junior. I'm currently, last I checked, which was last week, so I'm not sure if last semester's credits have been added in. I was at 20.75 credits. Pacing's at about 16 right now. I'm not quite sure. my major right now, I'm trying to get my associates, graduating with my associates in applied sciences and computer sciences, which has been really amazing for me here at the school. The Project Lead the Way classes offer almost half of all the courses you would need for that particular degree. I really appreciated the way that the school is structured, mostly because I could kind of focus on whatever I felt like I could do best. I finished 3 quarters worth of math in less than a month. I started working on other classes that I found particularly entertaining, and I even began tutoring other students at the school.
I'm Corbin. I've been at Weber Innovations for 3 years. On my first year, I was able to complete both 9th and 10th grade, which allowed me to go into concurrent enrollment in early college courses for my 11th grade. And doing that, I've now done enough credits that I will be graduating, only going to high school for 3 years with over 100 college credits.
Okay, so what I like most about WIC is the teachers and administrators are so accessible and supportive. And so always in junior high, I struggled with going and getting extra help. And here, they're always there all day for whenever you need help. And you can go in whenever for what you are struggling with. And so I'm a junior, and I finished my math all in 1 year. And so now I am doing early college, and I'm 80% done with my pre-engineering associates.
My name is Ashley. I am a junior this year. When I was about 5 years old, I just decided that I wanted to be a doctor, and I just never really found out a way to pursue that until it was my 8th grade year. It was in the summer, and I heard about Weber Innovations. Right now, I am planning to go into orthopedics, and I'm super excited about that. And through the school and the teachers up at Weber Innovations, I've been able to absolutely pursue that career, and it's been so amazing. I'm in about 4 college classes right now. Had 4 last semester, and so at the end of the year I'll have about 30 college credits, and then at the end of the year I'll have about 30 high school credits. So yeah.
My name's Oakley, and I want to say thank you to Hal, because he's definitely the man to go to when I need help. I am at 28 credits right now, so I'm able to graduate. But I am taking 8 college courses. I have 2 on campus up at Weber State, and then the rest are either online or IBC. I will be graduating with my associates April 26th before I get my diploma. And that's all I got.
Hi, my name is Moira, and I came here halfway through my 8th grade year. I'm a freshman now, and I was able to work alongside a like-minded student on a math program with one of our math teachers, and I was able to finish my 9th grade math in a semester, and the teachers here are just so great. I was able to learn so much more than I would have at a regular school, and I've been able to go so much faster, and I'm pretty ahead in credits.
Hi, my name is Madison, and I'm a senior. And not only does Weber Innovations have wonderful academic opportunities, it is also very one-on-one, and you get a lot of personal help from the teachers, and everyone around you, the students and teachers are there to motivate you and push you to do your best. And so, they've really given me confidence and have really made me grown into a person and school-wise.
Hi, I'm Ron. I'm a senior, and I'm, like most of these people, got a lot of college credits. I'm currently actually basically a full-time student at Weber State. I'm taking 15 credits all on campus except for an online class. And I think I've got somewhere around 30 high school credits. But I think one thing I can say that's a bit different for me is that in 8th grade, before I came to Weber Innovations, I was a straight C's student. I was barely middling of the road, and part of that was just issues with classes. Part of it was that I'm absent a lot. I'm Jewish, so I have a couple of holidays I can't come, and I just get sick a lot. But with the free flow and online system at Weber Innovations, that's never stopped me the way it did in the normal school is great. I'm sick, I can work from home, or I can just get ahead beforehand. And the schools help me be successful when I really wouldn't have been able to at a normal school, which I think is important.
I'm Sydney Christensen, and ever since a little girl I wanted to be a nurse like my grandma, and to achieve that I wanted to look for something different. The normal school system did not mold my personality well. I wanted to go ahead, work on stuff, because I live on a farm. If you or die, you gotta get good stuff done, or else you cannot enjoy anything. And so one of the things I really like about Weaver Innovations is that it works well with OWAPC, and that I can take a nursing assisting program and that they cover the bulk of that class expense for that college class and textbooks, so that I can do the things I love to be able to take nursing. And what else I like is that college classes, they're cheap. They're only $15 per credit or something, and which is really nice, because then you can save a ton on the things most important to you and all that. So.
I'm Amelia Griffiths. I'm a junior at Weaver Innovations. I've been here for 3 years, starting my 9th grade year off here and even a little bit beforehand. I currently have 26.25 credits, and I'm supposed to be at like 16. I'm taking 15 college credits this semester, and I already have 21 that I've been working on since the beginning of my sophomore year. How I made it through the school is just staying motivated, creating goals, and sticking to those goals, planning goals to the point that I can tell you by the end of this year I'll be at 32 credits for high school.
Thank you. So, as I listen to these guys and their success stories, you know, not only are they figuring out their education, but a big bulk of our school is they become their own day planners. And I've talked to students that have graduated that are at college right now, and they said they were ready right when they get there. These guys have to figure out their day, during the day, where they need to spend their time, because even though they're built a schedule, they don't follow that schedule. They go to those classes that they need the help in. So they're kind of planning out their day and setting up their lives, and it's a great skill for when they get out of high school to be able to do that. So hats off to you guys. You guys have done really well. Let me finish with a little presentation. There's a few students that weren't able to come tonight, so we got them on a presentation, and we'll almost be done.
Here after doing 1 year of homeschooling, and at the time I was 13 years old, which is 1 year younger than I should be when going into high school, but they were completely fine with that being this new and innovative high school. And as I joined with that extra year, on that first year I was able to do 13 high school credits, which qualified me to be a junior. But they didn't move me up into the junior realm, meaning I could graduate still in 4 years with a ton of college credits in my belt.
Here, I liked that you could go at your own pace, so if I was good at one subject, then I could cruise through that, and then other subjects that I was struggling with, I could get help from my teachers and do that at my own pace, and that was a good part about it. And the college classes, I can get done like with high school early and then work on all my college classes, and it's pretty easy because you just have like one semester work just for a whole high school.
Kind of like, I feel like for the first time in like my education, I've really been able to have my hand on the steering wheel and kind of direct where I'm going, and it's been in all the opportunities, all the college classes, the accelerated learning that has been able to let me go on. It's been just so unbelievably amazing to be able to do for my high school. thing here lets you take college classes along with your other high school courses, and they can count for both high school credit and for college credit. And I was kind of hesitant to do it because coming in the 9th grade, I was like, wow, college classes in high school? There's no way. But I think really the school is really prepared as well, to take these courses. I've taken basically all the computer science, that's going to be my major. I've taken all the classes we've offered here for computer science. I've taken English classes. I've taken math classes. And right now, at this very moment, I just got done with my Geology 1110 course, which I've been loving. Today's we've got some fantastic increment enrollment teachers here, and I just feel like I have a lot of college credit from both Snow and Weber that I've gotten from my increment enrollment. I feel like that's going to give me such a wonderful head start in life that I'm just very glad to know how to do it.
I'm ahead in credits a little bit, and I'm planning on getting all of my high school done this year, and then next year just work on all college classes, and I'm excited for that because it's cheaper and easier to get done in high school, and then I won't have to worry about my high school work my senior year.
But I can also start college credit, start obtaining college credits after just 1 year of high school. So I started on that, and I started on concurrent enrollment the next year. And that first semester, I was able to take 22 credits, which was a lot of work, but it was definitely worth it. And ever since then, I've been able to take 21 or 20 credits every semester since then. And that will allow me to graduate with over 100 credits. The entire thing that the school is based around is based around you being able to move and use your own motivation to get you there and not going at the pace of the slow person in the classroom. All the teachers here are willing to facilitate you to do your best because they actually want you to succeed and they want to foster a family environment where you can go as fast and far as you want.
I would say for me, being able to, the sort of, like I was mentioned before, having your hand on the steering wheel, so to speak, with your education, I think gives so much agency and really prepares you for that sort of college level, you have to motivate yourself to get to your courses, everything else, you're just wasting your time there. And the personalized learning, I was able to get done with most of my English and math by the time the first semester for my college courses, by the time second semester for my sophomore year, and I was just prepared to go for college classes, and I don't think I'd been able to do that, nor would I have done so well in my college classes if I'd been at a more traditional.
So my favorite thing about Weber Innovation High School is the freedom to move as fast as you want and personalized learning.
My favorite thing is the opportunity for college classes because you pay significantly less here per credit hour than you would at a regular college.
My favorite thing is the free-flowing campus because I have ADHD, so I can't sit still long enough for a normal class.
Okay. Well, that sums it up. Just a couple thanks. Andrea Woodring, stand up, would you please? Andrea is the assistant principal of Weber Innovation Early College High School. Been a big help. She splits her time between our school and Two Rivers High School, and very technology oriented. Helps out so much, and I've appreciated her help this year. Art Hansen has been very supportive of us this year as well. He's another one that every time I meet with him, he always asks what he can do for us. So appreciate the board, superintendent. Thank you.
Hey Lane, 1 second before you leave. I was going to do this later, but I see they left. On behalf of the board, with the two officers, Lane and the officer that's with us, our squad to you on a fallen police officer in Provo. So be safe. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, Hal. That was awesome. And your students did awesome. And if I had all their credit hours, I could have graduated from college. So, job well done. The next item on the agenda board would be establish board meeting dates for the 2019-2020 school year. Dr. Peterson.
Thank you, President. We've slated 11 board meetings next year, starting with February 6th. We don't meet in July, that's why there's 11. And 8 of those are on the first Wednesday. And the exceptions are April 10th, because of spring break, it's the second Wednesday. Also, June 12th, which is the budget hearing, the second Wednesday. It gives us a little more time for the budget. And budgets are due June 21st, so we're within the time frame there. And then the last one is January 8th. It's because of Christmas break overlaps into that first Wednesday. And we'd ask you to approve these, and they will be published in the usual outlets online and in the local business.
Thank you, Dr. Peterson, for that presentation. Board, you've heard the suggestion from Dr. Peterson on our board meetings for 2019-2020 meetings. They entertain a motion to accept. Bruce, second. By Paul, any discussion? Make sure you make notes of those dates, especially on the one that's different. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Appointment of principals for our two new elementaries. Superintendent Stevens.
Thank you, President. Board, as you know, after we successfully had a bond approved in the fall of 2017, we began work at 2 elementary schools. One in the Pleasant View area that would ease pressure from Majestic and some of the surrounding schools. The other in the Remuda area, Far West, to ease pressure from Far West Elementary School. Those schools are under construction, moving along, and it's anticipated that they'll be finished by August of this year. The intention will be that we'll open both of those schools. In recent months, we've gone through a process to establish boundaries for those schools. The board has approved those boundaries. There's many more things to happen to bring the school online, and it's appropriate at this point to name the principals for those schools. I'd like to recommend that we appoint Brian Anderson as the principal of the school in the Far West area. We don't have a name for that yet. That'll be forthcoming. And Mary Jo Williams to be the principal of the school in the Pleasant View area. And after maybe approval, then we'll circle back and do a little more introduction for the board with Brian and Mary Jo.
Thank you, Superintendent. Board, you've heard the names presented. I entertain a motion. So moved by Janice, second by Dean. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Thank you, Board. Superintendent.
Brian and Mary Jo are both experienced, excellent principals. Brian is a biology composite major from Weber State. He has his master's degree in secondary ed from Utah State, his administrative endorsement also from Utah State. 24 years in education, and the last 5 of those in the Weber School District. He's had a number of teaching and administrative duties throughout Box Elder School District. His first assignment with Weber was teaching 7th and 8th grade science at Sandridge Junior High School, and he's been the principal at Pioneer Elementary School since 2015. Brian's wife, Tiffany, is a 4th grade teacher for us at Far West Elementary School, and they have 3 sons and 1 daughter. Brian, would you like to
yes.
come on up and just take a moment? Congratulations.
We want to get recorded.
I got a teacher voice. First, I got to say thank you, Superintendent Sean, and the Board of Education for this opportunity. I'm incredibly humbled
by the trust and faith that's being placed in me. 3 years ago, when Cammie walked in my classroom and pulled me out of my classroom in Sandridge and said I was going to be the principal of Pioneer, I was speechless. Again, a month ago, she walked in my office and told me what she was presenting. I was speechless again. This is a very humbling experience. I'm scared to death of the monumental task it will be to bring a school online for this fall. So thank you for that opportunity. I brought with me today my wife, Tiffany, and my mom, Janice.
Mary Jo has her bachelor's degree in elementary education from Utah State, Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction from Weber State, and then the administrative endorsement from Utah State. Mary Jo has 25 years in education, all in the Weber School District. She taught 2nd and 4th grade, was an administrative intern at Majestic Elementary, and has been the principal at Midland Elementary since 2013, where she's just done an exceptional job. She and her husband Kelly, who are my tree delivering partners for many years with the Christmas Tree Jubilee, have 5 children and 6 grandchildren. Mary Jo.
Probably 2 weeks before Christmas break, I got an instant message from Cammie Alexander that said, "Are you in the office? Can I drop by?" She doesn't do that very often, and I'm sure the feelings I have are very similar to the ones that students have when they get called down to the principal's office. So she walked in, sat down at the table, basically said, "I'm going to rock your world and you can tell me yes tomorrow." And she proceeded to tell me what they were thinking of doing. I was very surprised and a little bit unsure, having been at Midland for the last 6 years and loving it there. I did take the day, continued to think about it, and through the night, and as I thought, I got more and more excited about this opportunity. Called her up the next morning, said, "Yes, I accept, and I feel like I'm up for this challenge." Thanks, Cammie. So at this point, I would just like to say thank you to Cammie and Carla, to the superintendency, and to the board for this vote of confidence in allowing me to open up this new school, and to let you know that I'm very grateful and excited for this opportunity.
Board, we just have remarkable people, and it's neat to be able to tap into this level of experience to come into these communities and open a new school. It's a historic period in our school district, and we're looking forward to it.
Superintendent, thank you, and I think myself as well as the board echoes your statements on we do have the best, as we've seen presented tonight with E-Team and foundations and just great kids and supported by our staff. Staff, we got to thank you. So hopefully they know that we love them and support them as a board and are very proud of our Weber School District brand. So thanks to everybody from the top down. So congratulations, and we're excited to go through your schools. Not right now, it's a little muddy, but we're excited. Well, we've come to the end of the agenda. Less one item. We have a need for a closed session, board. This meeting is a strategy session to discuss the character, professional competency, or physical or mental health of an individual. This is a roll call vote. Dr. Peterson, please.
When I call your name, just simply say aye or nay. And this is to move into a closed session. Jan Burrell.
Aye.
Bruce Jarrett. Paul Winnison. Janice Christensen. Douglas Hurst. Dean O'More. And Joe Ritchie.
Aye.
Unanimous, President.
Thank you. We'll be in the closed session. Thank you, everybody. Be safe going home.